to DJR Freelance, and in this video I wanted to talk and discuss the topic of social media. Essentially, social media can be used for career growth, meaning as in manage the clients and companies' social media accounts, or you can use it for your own personal growth and manage your own, build a brand through social media platforms. So a little bit of a background about myself and how I became a social media manager. Is when I was transitioning between my freshman and sophomore year in college. I worked for a company, and I was doing like hourly work. And in that company, they had a good product, but they did not have a social media platform. So meaning as in they didn't have a presence, they didn't have anyone managing the social media, and they offered me the position as like a temporary part-time work, where I would be uploading miscellaneous pictures, and I would be working on it. And I thought the idea was great, so I decided to take on that project. And I was able to actually create a lot of really good posts and photos through my own personal experience with Photoshop and photo editing. And I was also very intrigued by the whole entire concept of companies needing social media managers. So people who give them a social media presence and who raise their publicity and awareness of the company and the brand through various social media platforms. So I went in that job, and I believe I worked there for about 5 years before I transitioned to another job where I actually received an actual official social media position. It was a bit more like social media and marketing. My major, I have a business major, so they offered me a bit of a serious position where I get to make up ideas and provide my own thought on the whole entire company's brand development. But mainly my duties were correlating around brand, building the brand, and social media growth. So with that, I took on that job and I worked there for about a year. And afterwards, I moved cities, and I also became my own independent contractor. So essentially, I hired clients, or I got clients that I worked for that hired me in return, and I was able to manage their social media for like project based as a freelancer independent contractor. Um, so the step-by-step process really goes by building your experience. So rather than launching into it and trying to find clients, I really recommend building your experience, working for smaller companies, uh, being able to put that on your resume. You worked for this brand, you did this project. But I think most importantly is developing your own personal social media platform that you really utilize, and you're able to use that as a reference point when you're going through interviews. So the second job that I received with an official social media position, I actually built my own personal brand while I was working as that first job, doing that part-time social media work. And I think my girlfriend and I were really into like health photos and urban photos. So we're uploading that as our hobby, sort of as like a personal couple project. And we were able to build that social media account up to about 15,000 followers. So I used that account, and I used that social media platform as a reference point when I was speaking to the hiring manager at the second job. So I was telling him that I built this social media account. This is my own personal project. I know the strategy. I know the analytics. I'm experienced with not only professional social media work, even though it was part time, but I'm also, I was able to build a 15,000, follower page on Instagram from scratch. So I think a lot of because it's such a new age concept, maybe not anymore, but especially like maybe 3 4 years ago, a lot of companies started developing these social media presence. They started really looking into internet as a means to either convert it to sales, or to raise brand awareness. That a lot of people were really, they will perceive your own personal media, social media accounts as something that is credible. Um, especially when you get to showcase it to them and say, this is how many likes I get per photo, this is my analytics, this is how many people subscribe to me, unsubscribe. And I feel like it's very important to utilize that in interviews. Um, Now, I will be making more videos about the social media growth for personal and business accounts in the future, probably within the next week. But I wanted to really touch base on this subject. Um, and I guess the main points that to utilize from this, and I have about three tips for starting to get into this industry and the career, is really just taking maybe a Photoshop class if you're not if you're not experienced with like taking photos and editing the photos, maybe even like a college course that you can take. I would also really look into building your own personal social media account, and I would also touch base with maybe friends that have companies, like small companies, or know of people that have social media accounts, and really just speak to them about either the possibility of managing their social media account, or if the people already have a large substantial base of followers, to speak to them about how they achieve that many followers, and they're able to really give you like this advice on different tips. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will be making more videos in the future about personal social media account growth and then business account growth as well. Thank you so much.